Like, subscribe, and get notified.
Appetite, Contemporary Indian Short Stories, Poems and Essays Exploring Desire, Identity, Diaspora and Goan Culture was released at the Goa Arts and Literary Festival 2026 on 14th February. The anthology is edited by Shivranjana Rathore and Tino Desa. The collection explores the tangled web of human desire in its various manifestations and the deeply rooted traditions that define a form of Goan identity today. From stories of late-night feasts gone awry in bustling family living rooms, to poems that trace lustful longing and essays that reflect on diaspora and in-migration, each piece captures what it feels like to truly yearn. The book is a must-read.
Okay, so I welcome all three of you who have to do something with the book Appetite, which was released this morning at GALF at the International Center. I welcome you all to Herald TV. Can you tell us about this book Appetite, which has been released today? Shivranjan, if I can begin with you.
So this is a book that's come from the Goa Writers Group. We are a set of 100-odd members. The group is now 20 years old. And this is an anthology that was first conceptualized in March of 2024, where the group had just released another anthology and we wanted to try again and do another one. And Appetite as a theme is what was selected by everybody, and everybody decided to respond through prose, poetry and essays. We have about 33 contributors to this anthology who have responded to the theme in many different ways. And this becomes a collection that captures in form a certain form of Goan imagination, reality, identity, exploration, fantasy, desire, and even challenges of when we look at the word appetite.
The world in Goa, the smaller world, knows you as the bureaucrat. So the very inquisitive question would be, how did you get into literature writing, and how did you associate and become the co-editor of this?
Well, it's not that bureaucrats don't write, but but no, I've always been fond of writing, and while I was in service, I used to write a lot of articles, middles, some poems. But after retiring, I entered a short story competition. The time won it. That set me off on the path of writing. I published 2 collections of short stories, including one on Goa and a children's novel. But I am in Goa, a member of this wonderful group called Goa Writers. Not Goan writers, but Goa Writers. People who are passionate about writing, based in Goa. You may have come from anywhere. You may be Goan, you may be non-Goan originally, but now based in Goa, or you have been based in Goa. In fact, some members of our Goa Writers, we have members in America, members in Europe, members in Africa, members in Australia, but the majority of them are all based in Goa. And I became a member of this group a couple of years ago. And when this idea of an anthology, they have come out with anthologies in the past, but when this anthology with a specific theme was decided upon by the group, we volunteered and the group accepted, and we became editors for this. One thing I want to just add to what Suranjana said is that every piece here, whether a poem, an essay or a story, is previously unpublished. So, some anthologies just collect other things that have been published before and put them together. But this anthology contains nothing has been published before. So it's absolutely fresh, absolutely new, and that is one of its hallmarks.
Any specific idea going behind this title of the book, Appetite?
I think it was a theme that many people could write to, and I think it was a physical, emotional appetite. This whole thing of Goa in terms of a commodity and in terms of people's appetite for Goa could be the food, the land, it could be anything. So most of, I don't think maybe not the short stories, but the essays and the poetry had to have a Goa theme, and of course everybody wrote to appetite. I think it lends itself to many different dimensions which the anthology captures very well. Different people's perspectives and feelings about Goa, from Goa, around the appetite. So I think it was a good way of tying in the many writers and poets.
Okay. Can you tell us about your association with the book and your particular piece?
My particular piece is a satirical piece. It's called The Real Housewives of Asakao. And it talks about this insatiable appetite people have for Goa, specifically to do with real estate and restaurants. And I mean, Asakao is a good example. It's next door. I mean, everybody's seen how it's transformed over the last few years. So I enjoyed very much writing the piece. The editors were very good. They pushed me and prodded me when I needed to. And so I really enjoyed the piece and I think it speaks very well to the piece.
One thing the book is not, it's not a recipe book, huh? On Goan recipes.
Okay, so here's the one question to you. What is your impression about Goa? Always when people come to Goa, they find it unique. The identity, the language, the culture. What do you find? What is your impression of Goa as compared to other parts of India?
I mean, it's my ninth year now in Goa, and I grew up in Rajasthan. That's also a culture that's been commodified by tourism. Tourism being a core economic activity. Um, and in that, I think in that way, I remember, I think in 2017, I remember this precise moment wherein I was at a junction and there were different cars coming from four different directions. And this was a very quiet neighborhood where I was, and everybody stopped for the other person to go. And that's not something I've seen in all of India anywhere. There have been cases when people just want to overtake each other. So that little act of everybody just stopping, that I am at ease, I don't have to rush, and I'm not racing against anybody to get to where I need to go to. I think that was very core Goa for me, but it also felt very much like home. It felt very much like Jaipur. And so for me, it was the thought really was, have I come to another version of Jaipur from my childhood, but just with a lot of butter? Because that's how at home I felt. So I think for me, Goa and the people of Goa have helped me, and they made me feel at home in ways that no other place has, and which is why I think a lot of my work is on anti-commodification, because this is home for a lot of people. This is not an object or place for consumption. That said, I do think that there are certain qualities, like any culture, that Goa has, and people today, through travel, through lifestyle consumption, all of those things, do get you a little bit of a peek into that. I think entering that space with due respect, care, and curiosity to learn, I think that's the way that we can all coexist. So that's how I relate to Goa.
In terms of a question to both of you, Tino and to Michelle, you have been away from Goa for quite some time. How do you see the transforming of Goa? First Tino and then Michelle.
Actually, I've lived all my life outside Goa. So did my father. So I've come into Goa after two generations. But yes, it's not that I've come to Goa for the first time. We always spent all our holidays here in Goa, my ancestral house in Vivar. And so I've seen Goa, ever since I can remember, over the last so many decades. See, Goa has changed, but every place has changed. We have changed. People have changed. I have changed. So, yeah, I mean, and like all change, there are some changes for the good and some changes not so welcome. But that is the story of change everywhere. What we have to do and what we as writers do is try to identify what is good and what isn't, and try and change what isn't in our own way of writing and conscientizing people, and supporting what is good, and getting more of it is what we try to do in any case, whether in relation to Goa or anywhere else in society.
Same, I mean, my grandparents left, my parents in India, I never lived here, but it was a constant that sort of brought you back. And I think we didn't feel this whole belonging, till you actually live here. And I think I started taking the change personally, which I shouldn't. I used to be much more circumspect about it and realize it's part of life, everybody's changing, life is changing. For me, living in a village, which is no longer a village because we still have a panchayat, we don't have a sewage system, we have limited water, limited electricity, but we have coffee that costs 400 rupees and we have sushi that costs 900 rupees and clothes that cost tens of thousands of rupees, all on the same street.
So to me, that was too fast, too soon. And I think we need to realize that we are living in a village and what that means in terms of your responsibility as a citizen. So yes, we need to change, but we need to be aware where we are and where we are going. And I think that's what I'm trying to do through writing and through different things.
Okay, this question is for anyone. Any rough notes on the next project?
Oh gosh.
Let's finish this.
we were looking at
Yeah.
taking a
I'm
breath.
sure that Goa writers will come out with another anthology in a year or two. But whether we'll be the editors or not, that's another matter.
Yeah.
But the group will come out
Yeah.
because every couple of years they do come out with an anthology.
Yes, sir.